Right, so let me see here. Who is here? Good morning, bonjour, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. So welcome to our lovely webinar today. Let me see who is here. Where are my regulars from the US? Let me check. So we have 40 people already in the room. Just a minute. All right, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. I know there's so many of you right now. It's the first time we are doing, actually the second time we're joining forces here with my friend Delphine, who is based in France. So we
Bonjour.
have agents from all over Europe and from the east side of the US. So we are strong together. So we're making here a great bond today. So we have lovely properties from South Africa. So this is the part two. So if you came to this week, um, you should have the first presentation recording in our YouTube channel, and I will be sending this one later today as a follow-up, so you guys can access later. All right, so Christelle, hello, Maud, bonjour. So Delphine, do you want to say hi to them?
Yeah, hello everyone, nice to see you.
Hello.
Bonjour à tous, merci d'être là aujourd'hui encore une fois et d'être toujours présent.
Lovely, lovely. So, I mean, probably there's some people here from UK, so Delphine should be your contact, your main contact from the
Absolutely,
UK
yes.
as well. So, as I did like in the first presentation, hi Victoria. So nice to see you here. Victoria is my pal here from New Jersey. So let me just start here. I will start sharing my screen and I will do a quick intro on the brand as I always do. And I will start the presentation one by one. So guys, if you have any questions, same as always, you can ask us here via Q&A and the chat, and I will be reading to the hoteliers after the presentation is done. All right, so let me just start here. There you go. Can you all see my screen? Good, good, good.
Yes.
Perfect, perfect. All right, everyone. So as I mentioned, so for those who still don't know me, my name is Tiago Fortunato. I'm the sales manager at Reliance Chateau, and I'm based here in New York City. So I'm responsible for all accounts in the northeast of US and Canada. So I share the mission here with Amy Goya, who is based in LA. She handles all the West Coast, and Delphine, as I introduced here, she's based in Paris, handling accounts in a few places in Europe. So she should be your main contact there. All right, so I'm just gonna give you here a quick intro on the brand. I'm sure you guys already know, but we are a nonprofit association of luxury hotels and fine dining restaurants. And we started in 1954 with an idea to showcase boutique hotels. They share the same values of hospitality and, of course, amazing cuisine experience. So back in 54, the first route de bonheur that we call here in US the route of happiness featured 8 properties that link to Paris to the Côte d'Azur, and the idea was pretty much to make the Parisians drive and stop over the weekend, of course, always enjoying a great hospitality and a meal on the way. All right, so this was a great success. Today we have over 500 hotels worldwide, and our mission is pretty much to transmit the most authentic experience of the local destination to your clients. Right, so here feel advantages of booking with us. So we're global contact. So every time that you contact me or Delphine here, we're able to contact all of these properties all over the world. So we're assisted with itineraries from scratch. So we're here to also help you to pair relationships and create great itineraries for you. And for every reservation made with Reliance Chateau, the commission is guaranteed. All right. So, meaning making reservation with us should be here the toll-free number. This is the email address for the reservation department here in the US. I will share the one from Paris if you're based in Europe later in the email today with you, and the GDS code. So if you have no access to the GDS right now, I know some of you are in lockdown right now. So we have the amazing website here. So the relationchateau.com. So if you go here, the bottom part of the home page, there's the travel agent portal. So when you click on that, you should be able to place your IATA number and create your own profile. and you should have access to all rates and promotion for Relais Chateau properties. All right, so if you're a Virtuoso agency here today, you should have access to Virtuoso rates there. If you prefer partner with Relais Chateau, the complimentary breakfast offer should be there listed as well. So, okay, it's very easy. You can always confirm your bookings through there. So here is the app for iPhone and Android. So this is a really good tool for you to have the list of all properties of Relais Chateau listed by destination. And this is the Route de Bonaire that I promote in the beginning of the presentation. So we have 151 route suggestions all over the world, all right? So today here we are promoting only South Africa. We have 7 routes on this destination, but you can filter here by destination or themes. I'm sure pretty much of our clients are staying more local, so you should be able to see everything there. So when you come here, you discover, you will see all the properties that are participating on this, the location, what you're gonna see in a way. So this is a very good tool for you to get inspiration for ground for itineraries. So you can pair Relais Chateau properties to your clients, right? So we have 8 properties total in South Africa. Today here we're covering the part 2. So we have here that's 4 today. And unfortunately, the Sailors Horn Heart could not be here today, but this is a little bit of an overview of this lovely property, also located in Cape Town, 15 minutes driving from the center city. Lovely, lovely boutique hotel, okay? 51 rooms. All right, so here the contact of the hoteliers that will be here today. I will be sharing in my follow-up with you like I did this week. And this is my contact. If you're based in US, here's Amy Goya, the Central Reservation Department here in New York as well. But if you're located in Europe, these are your guys. So all beautiful ladies here covering Europe. So they should all be your contacts if you're based in Europe. Okay, so this is pretty much for me. And I will just pass the word here to Sisanda. She represents the Ellerman House.
Hey, hello everybody. So I'm just gonna have my video off, but I just wanted to say hi so you can see me. I am based in Cape Town at Ellerman House, and it is such a beautiful day. So yeah, let's make a trip down to South Africa as soon as we can. It would be nice to have you guys over. Yeah, so I'll just get started. Just get this off. And can everyone see the screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Perfect. Okay, so Ellerman House, we are located in a beautiful area called Bantry Bay, which is about 10-15 minutes away from the city and the hustle and the bustle, and about 20 to 30 minutes away from the airport. So it's not too far or a longer drive. And I think we're very lovely in terms of location, because we're close enough, like I said, to the city and the beaches, but it is such a tranquil area. So yeah, very nicely sheltered from the wind as well. And part of the reason we do what we do is to be able to give back. So in South Africa, you'll find children don't learn to read or write for comprehension until they reach your grade 4 levels. So through the Click Foundation, we're trying to target them at a younger age and teaching them to read, write, use the computers. And that is our way of giving back. As much as we are a hotel, we are also an experience. So there's so much to see and do on property once you have arrived. Sorry. Oh, that's not working. We have one of the most important South African art collections, which is one of the major things you want to come and see at Ellerman House. So if your guests are really art inclined, we have art literally throughout the property, and including this beautiful art gallery. And it kind of tells the history of our country through the art. So even if you're not necessarily understanding art, you will pretty much hear lovely South African stories through the art, and that is through a guide. So if they want to do an art tour, it's one of the inclusions that we have on property. If they're not into art, they can come through to the wine gallery and experience wine in abundance. Of course, head over to all the wine estates that we have to offer. But if you don't have the chance, we have a beautiful wine gallery showcasing the very best of our South African wines. That wall at the back over there, we call the terroir wall, which has soil samples from about 100 different estates within your Stellenbosch, Paarl, Franschhoek areas. So you get to see the type of soil that the wine you're drinking comes from and why it has all those unique characteristics to it. So a daily wine tasting while your guests are staying with us is something that they can experience on property. This is a beautiful brandy tasting lounge as well. So that is another offering that we have. The only thing not South African in this area is the champagne. Apparently certain people do it better, so but it is on offer as well. We have a beautiful bar terrace. This is literally where you get the best sunset. Like I said, I'm going to head off soon just to show a few guests around and enjoy some sundowners. Another offering that we have for our guests. So every day from 6 o'clock, guests can come down to the terrace or wherever they are and enjoy some lovely canapes just before dinner. And usually once a week, we'll have a local musician come and play just to create that lovely ambiance and hopefully entice them to stay for dinner. This is the Bar Rock, which is fresh, new feel. And obviously being part of Relais and Chateau, food is quite a huge aspect at Element House. So we have a wonderful offering with Peter Tempelhoff being our culinary director, and together with Rudy Blau, they'll make sure your guests have an amazing culinary experience while staying with us. 24 hours open is our pantry, so you literally don't go hungry. This is an area where you can have some sweet treats, savory goods, teas, coffees, beers, literally open every day, 24 hours a day. You can come and raid the pantry, and it's very nicely located opposite the kitchen. So if there's something missing, you can just quickly shout for a chef and they'll come to your aid. We have a beautiful spa as well. So for all your manis, pedis, all sorts of beautiful treatments, you can actually do that all on property. And our indigenous gardens, also something to kind of look forward to. Items that you'll find necessarily at Kirstenbosch Gardens, those are probably much the plants that you'll find on property as well. So you literally don't have to leave if you don't want to, but yeah. That is an overview of the house. We have 13 bedrooms in total, and they fall over 5 different categories. Your entry level being the only room in the house without a view or a balcony, and that is our classic house room, but it still comes with all the inclusions of the house. Beautiful large bathrooms, always with a double basin and separate bath and shower. This is our superior house room, second to the classic house room. And the only difference here is that it has the view from that big, beautiful bay window where all the natural light comes in. So you still get the view from that room, but also no balcony. And then on the lower level where you see that one bigger pool, on either side of that, we have our deluxe spa rooms. They are generally sold as separate entities, but you can combine them into our Villa 1 and make that a 5-bedroom if you wanted to, but I'll touch on that when we get to the villas. So these are the only rooms that are pretty much as similar to each other. No room at Element House is exactly the same as the other. So even if they may fall under the same category, they all have a different feel and different decor. So it's like you're in a home. You wouldn't have rooms looking exactly the same as each other in your house. So this is the homely feel that we want to create. Next will be our most popular room category, which is our deluxe house rooms. And the gist behind the deluxe house is that you will have a balcony and an ocean view. But like I said, they are very differently decorated. The sizes are different. So it's pretty much the pick of the drawer, basically. But like I said, the gist is there's an ocean view and a balcony. And those beautiful big terraces that you will have all private balconies, so guests can dine out there if they want to, if they don't necessarily, which has actually been great now with the way things are working in the world. If guests want to be able to eat on their own, they don't have to share any spaces. The largest and highest category in the house will be our Element House suites. We only have 2 of these. And the general difference is, like I said, the size and the fact that they have a full-on lounge area, some dining space, and again, you'll have the balconies there. So that is the second one. So these are kind of like your penthouses, a lot more spacious than the deluxe house in any other category. And those are the beautiful views that you want to come for. Like I said, from those terraces, from generally all over the house, you get that wonderful ocean view. Then we have our villas, which are your family orientated. So the whole idea with introducing the villas to Element House was that we wanted to be able to include families. So with Villa 1, that is the one villa that you are able to have all of your families come through. Children of all ages are welcome in Villa 1. Beautiful space, 3 bedrooms with a clear indication of your main, second, and third bedroom. On the right-hand corner, my right-hand corner, you will see a little study area. That is not a full bedroom, but it can be an extra room if you needed it to be. So it has a bathroom just across the way. So it's not a full bedroom, that is a sleeper couch that's there. So if you had a family that was traveling with an au pair, for instance, and you needed the extra space, you'd be able to use that. That is the lounge area. Very nicely newly done, and an amazing deck area with uninterrupted ocean views. So again, the best sunsets you can get in Cape Town. Like I said, this was your family oriented villa. So when there are children involved, we don't necessarily have a set children's program, but if we have all the information we need, we can pretty much tailor make the experiences for the family. Then Villa 2 is our friends villa. So if you had couples traveling together, this is probably the most ideal villa for them. All the rooms are pretty much the same size, again, very differently decorated in each villa. But if you have people who are traveling together and there's always that one couple that has to have the better room, they'll be happy with all of the rooms in this villa. On the top right-hand corner, you have a cinema room, and that is pretty much where you can, veg out and just watch anything that you would like. We'll have that set up for you. Again, upstairs, your beautiful lounge and dining space with the great views. And then lastly, everything that comes with a rate at Element House. We have our transfers included. So your arrival and departure transfers are the guaranteed transfers. If our driver is in between transfers and guests want to go down to the waterfront quickly or a restaurant within the city, then they will take it, but the guaranteed transfers that are included in the rate are the airport ones, your arrival transfers. And then we have a breakfast, obviously, is included. Drinks, all our drinks are included except wine and champagne. So all beverages are included. The only thing we don't include in the rate is wine and champagne. But like I mentioned, we have that daily wine tasting that you can do. So you still get to experience the wine. And then our minibar isn't really a minibar. You get a full bottle of your local brandy, whiskey, and gin. But again, the more information we have, the better the experience. So if your guests prefer a premium brand vodka instead of a whiskey, then that's what we'll put out there. And then I mentioned the pantry, open 24 hours a day. Room service, we don't charge any tray covers. And then the sunset experience is, like I mentioned, at 6 o'clock, they can come down for some sunset canapes and cocktails. I'll combine that with the local talents because that's when the music will be there. And then snack packs, if they're heading over to Table Mountain or long drive to the peninsula, we can pack something nice and light for them. And then laundry, shoe cleaning, Wi-Fi, telephone poles, all included. I mentioned the art tour. We also then started including tickets to the Zeitmarker because once you do an art tour on property here, it's very nice to do a combination and be able to go to the Zeit and see the art collections that they have there. So the entry tickets you'll be able to get. And then with the villas, everything happens privately there. So you have your own full-on hospitality team, including a private chef. So guests can pretty much discuss what they would want with the chef and when they want their meals. So it's very nice and personalized. Again, has worked wonders with the current situation that we are faced with. So bring on the villas. And then, the parking, our gym and spa, the gym has a great new look at this moment. We extended it, so it's much bigger, better equipment. Wellness is such a trend. So we decided to just have that space be a lot more than what it was. 24-hour security, and the best part is the amazing Element team and family that gets to take care of your guests. We have about 95 staff on property, so it gives you a ratio of about 4 staff members to 1 guest. We don't hover, everything is there, so we just try not to miss a thing. And that is Element House.
Amazing, Susanna. Thank you so much for the presentation. Do you know this place here behind me?
Oh, look at you.
I was totally feeling
That's beautiful. Did you hike?
No, I didn't. I took the
car
up there.
Yeah, no, I understand. I haven't hiked up yet. I'm always on the cable car. I never hike.
I didn't have the time. I wish I had, but it was definitely like a place to remember for the rest of my life.
It's a reason to come back.
So I actually have a question here from Verena. So are kids allowed in the properties? Is there any restriction?
So we don't allow children under the age of 12 years old in the main house area. But like I mentioned, with our villas, we do allow families, Villa 1 being mainly the family orientated villa. So that's the better one to go if there are children involved, because that allows children of all ages, whereas Villa 2 is the same as the house, 12 years and above.
Okay, got it. So I don't see any other questions here in the chat, but like if you want to share, because I believe you were open during, a couple months. So if you want to like share a little bit of what happened, like a bit of curiosity about Cape Town, what's going on there?
So whatever, I think yesterday was a very emotional day for everybody in the announcement of the villas being, the borders being open. It's been tough, but we kind of held on. I think we're fortunate enough to still be able to be on property and have guests come and experience things. So as much as we are exclusive to our in-house guests, we have now kind of been a lot more open to having locals come and do the experiences like the art tours and maybe a dinner or a lunch. So that's what we are working on at the moment. But in terms of outside experiences off property, there are a few here and there that are still available for guests to do, but it hasn't been an easy one.
Yeah, I understand. So I'm assuming you have good availability for festive and all of the time, right?
We do at this point. So majority of the bookings we had in place chose to postpone. We are now working on seeing who of those are willing to still come back. But yeah, at the moment we are experiencing a lot more local business than we ever thought we would. So yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good.
All right, I hope you're all taking notes here. All right, thank you so much, Sandra, for the presentation. So let's just move on with Vida, representing Telegraph. Yeah, you there, Vida? Let me just see if I can unshare her screen here so you can share yours. There you go.
Hello, everybody. Hello from Dalby in the Winelands near Stellenbosch. We're about an hour's drive from the international airport in Cape Town. And we opened the hotel on the 17th of July. And we had a couple of local guests who visited us during the weekends. And it was very slow moving. And we have various discounted offers at the moment. So it's doing very well. So the locals are traveling, making use of all the discounts that they've never been exposed to before. And our 2 restaurants are open and our wine lounge is open and our spa. So we're fully operational and our whole team is also back at the office. So no one is working remotely anymore.
All right, perfect. Vida, are you sharing your screen already or no?
No.
I mean, no. Just, okay, got it. I understand. So I thought that you're already like thinking you shared. Okay.
Ja. Nou, kijk, moest het, ja. Het is eigenlijk allemaal gewerkt, maar anyway.
Perfect.
This is the driveway from the road Helshoogte Pass up to our beautiful estate. And we're very well known for our beautiful views. And each of our rooms have a private plunge pool and it's heated to 28 degrees. And this is your beautiful view from our superior lodges, our luxury lodges, and also our villa. And this is a breakdown of our hotel and lodges section. And as you can see, we have our superior lodges, that's A, and then we have our luxury lodges, and we have our deluxe lodges, which only have garden views, and they also are entry-level rooms. And then we have 2 presidential, the Ds, and D and E. They each have 2 bedrooms and a beautiful big lounge and a big swimming pool and a deck area. It's perfect for families. And then we have our beautiful owner's villa. Ek dink ons het 'n baie mooi presentation. And these are the luxury lodges, and it's perfect for a couple, and we can bring 1 child under the age of 12 years into these lodges. And the deluxe, that's the view that you have, just a garden view, but also beautiful. And exactly the same size as a luxury lodge, also for a couple, and we can bring 1 child in. The presidential with the 2 bedrooms, you can see a beautiful big space for family to be together and have a really fantastic holiday. So this is presidential number 2. So the only difference is the view. And this is our owner's villa. So this is the bedroom section, 2 bedrooms downstairs, 2 bedrooms upstairs. It's 660 square meters. This is the pool area. We don't have a master bedroom. All 4 of the bedrooms are master bedrooms. And the villa also has Mr. Lawrence Graff, who's the owner of Dal Graff Estates, personal art collection in. And it comes with its own staff complement, your own private chef. And it also has 2 bedrooms for staff traveling with the guests, au pairs or nannies or translators. We have 5 spa treatment rooms. And we have 1 for couples. And we also have a sauna. This is the main pool at the spa section for all guests to use. This is the Indochine restaurant at the hotel. This is where your guests will have breakfast. And then, of course, dinner. It's won many awards this year and last year for the most delicious food by Virgil Khan, our chef. Our wine tasting room is situated at the wine cellar. And the wine tasting is included for guests in each stay. So you can either sit inside wintertime or outside summertime. It's a beautiful area with beautiful views and a lovely atmosphere. This is the Dal Air Graf restaurant, very well known also for its beautiful views and delicious food. So if guest stays for 2 nights, then we can book dinner at each of the restaurants. So it's a completely different experience at each of them. And Dal Air is also very well known for its beautiful art collection. And we have the Graf Diamond store. It's the only one in Africa. And then also our Capri linen imported from Italy. And then we also have our Africa Nova, where guests can buy gifts made in Africa. And then we have our Facet Foundation. And that's our program where we give back to the children and all the communities. We won the Relay trophy for the most beautiful gardens in 2017. And we have 12 permanent gardeners. So it's an absolute paradise for people who enjoy gardening and beautiful settings as well. And the great news is that the borders are open. So we are waiting for your guests and we will look after them extremely well.
Thank you so much, Vida, for the presentation. I actually do have a nice photo when I was in Stellenbosch the last time here. I think I had a cup of wine when I was there.
Oh, lovely. You must send it to me.
I would definitely send it to you. It's like Disneyland for adults. So perfect, perfect. So actually, I have a question here from Alan. So she's just asking like where the hotel is located, because it's in Stellenbosch. I believe it's like less than an hour driving, right? About 50 minutes from Cape Town.
Yes, it's an hour's drive from Cape Town, and it's between Stellenbosch and Franschhoek. It's on the Halshoogte Pass. So it's high up in the mountains, so that's why we have the beautiful views. So lots of guests come to us directly and just stay at Dal Air because, you know, lots of guests go to Cape Town first, but it's also a fantastic combination. If guests have been on a safari and they get up early in the mornings, go to bed late, it's a destination where you could just really relax. And for the guests who want to be active and do things daily, we have a concierge desk and we can arrange any activities for them.
Okay.
But it's to Cape Town. And we also do helicopter transfers from Cape Town International Airport to Dal Air. We have 2 landing spots, and then also from Cape Town. Okay. Or we also do road transfers for you. We can arrange that as well.
Perfect. Assuming also you can arrange like drivers if you like guests wanted to visit the wineries around, right? Because I don't like suggest them to drive if they're like this.
Yes, no, we have a transfer company based here every single day at Dal Air. Not during the COVID time, but they'll hopefully soon be back. So we do transfers into Stellenbosch, which is 7 kilometers from the hotel, complimentary, because lots of guests want to go and walk around in the historic town and just go and look at everything in town. Or we can take them to the airport, or we can transfer them to Franschhoek. That's 41 kilometers from us. And there is a small charge for that.
Okay, wonderful. So I have a question here for you from Lotte. So is private chef in owner's villas free of charge?
Yes, it's included in the rate, and all the menus are bespoke. So, you know, he will discuss the day's meals with the guests. You know, he's lots of guests are vegetarian now, so he's really studied that, so he can really make, either if they want lovely fish or seafood or meat, he will arrange whatever the guests feel like. So we don't have set menus for the villa because he discusses personally with the guests in the mornings.
Okay, wonderful. So do you produce your own wine, Adelaire?
Or our own wine?
Yes. Do you
Yes,
produce?
yes. No, we have our own white wine, rosé, red wine. We also have a grappa, and we sell it all in the wine lounge. You can actually buy the wine overseas. I can send you the company's name where you can buy the wine from. You can actually buy it online now as well. That's something that we put on our website during the COVID time. So you can buy any of our wine online, and then also any of our products in the spa, you can also buy online.
Okay.
And we have a worm garden. So, you know, we've recycled everything here. We've also got a grey dam. So sustainability, we look after all of that. So everything, we put it back into the soil, put it back into the property, and we have lots of water on our estate as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. I have Victoria here saying that she had like an amazing meal at Adelaire, and of course, Fabulous Art Shop. So that's definitely a great destination.
Wonderful. You must come back.
Thank you so much, Vida, for the presentation. So I will move on here with my friend Nicole.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
And she represents the Bushman Club. Nicole, are you ready to start your presentation?
I am. I'm just trying to switch my video on to say hi, everybody. I'm very, very proud to represent Bushman's Club, which is part of the Red Carnation Hotel Collection, and obviously a very, very proud member of Brilliant Chateau. So I am going to switch my video off, and I am here if you have any questions, of course, and I will share my screen in just a couple of seconds. Give me 2 seconds just to get back to the top. Perfect. Can you see my map, Tiago?
Yes, yes, we can.
Perfect. So as I mentioned, we're part of the Red Carnation Hotel Collection. We've got 4 properties within Southern Africa. Bushman's Kloof is situated 3 hours north of Cape Town and in the Cederberg Mountain area. This property is a wilderness reserve and wellness retreat and boasts 16 bedrooms and 2 master villas, which can accommodate clients that are either traveling as families, and at the villa, one of our villas, families with kids of all ages. So just in terms of location, as I mentioned, 3 hours north of Cape Town, you get to Clanwilliam and you turn right, and that's by road. We do have a private airstrip about 10 minutes away, so we do land fixed wing charters as well as helicopters on property. Helicopters from Cape Town International Airport or fixed wing would be a 45-minute flight. So Cape Town International Airport would be your gateway, or of course you could do a 3-hour transfer by road from Cape Town. So it ties in really, really well if you were doing Element House, then Dallegraaf, then Bushman's Kloof, or Element House, Bushman's Kloof, and then Dallegraaf. Of course, we facilitate the transfers and the arrangements for your clients, but if you were looking to book that yourself, with our travel desk, it would be $500 US, and probably about 500 euros as well for your clients to do the road transfer on a return basis for up to 6 people, which is exceptional value. The Cederberg Mountains has something soothing and healing about it. There's just no light pollution. The brick is a reddy color. It is just really soothing when you get there. I guess this destination is probably better suited for your repeat client that has been to Southern Africa, or for that client that has an extra bit of time, best positioned at the sort of end or middle of an itinerary. So safari first, then Cape Town, then Bushman's, then Winelands would probably be my better recommendation. We are part of Signature Virtuosa, as well as, of course, Relais and Chateau, and we do the most amazing amenities for all of those consortiums. Bushman's Kloof used to be a site where the Bushmen inhabited this area. We have Bushman paintings that date back from anything from 1,000 to 10,000 years old, and our guides are exceptionally well versed in interpreting these Bushman paintings. We have a little heritage center where we have collected artifacts over years, and we've got a rock art curator who actually does a talk. He studied archaeology, so he studies the habits of the Bushmen, and he does a talk over the most incredible Bouchard van Leysen wine every night. Bouchard van Leysen produces 9 different blends of wine. It's our sister wine farm. So it really becomes a rather festive evening, but one of learning as well. Bushman's Kloof has wide open spaces. So the beauty about this property is that you can hike at your leisure, you can bike at your leisure, and you really can just take in these wide open spaces, the tranquility and the scenery on your own without being handheld by that guide, as I mentioned. You'll see the most amazing plains game. So Cape Mountain zebra, various species of buck is what you'll find here. So plains game and not big five. We predator and malaria free, which makes it an amazing introduction for younger families into a sort of bush experience. We also are popular for our daisies. So we're on the flower belt that takes you up to Namibia. And here you could see wildflowers between August and September. We have our own fruit, vegetable, and herb gardens, as well as flowers. So all of our produce is fresh. We do garden tours with our guests every day. Sustainability and conservation in terms of gardens and animals, and as well as our fauna is a big focus for Bushman's Kloof. Activities, as I mentioned, you can bike by yourself, canoe in the dams, hike on one of the 3 trails, and enjoy the most incredible stargazing because of the fact that we don't have any light pollution. Our homestead is the hub of the lodge. It is the perfect place to kick up your feet, have an amazing gin and tonic, or even a hot chocolate on a cool winter's day, just sitting in front of the fireplace and having some rest and relaxation time. In fact, that is what Bushman's Kloof is all about. It's where you just kick up your feet and absolutely soak in your Southern Africa experience. Being part of Relais and Chateau food is a big focus of ours. Being part of Red Carnation, it's an even bigger part of ours. So we do feed our guests in abundance. Our hospitality is generous. We mix up the culinary experiences and the venues every time of day. And of course, all of your meals are included. At the end of a nature drive, we do a surprise dinner for clients celebrating a special occasion. So this is an old shepherd's cottage. And it has no electricity. So everything is lit with candles and lanterns. The chef prepares the meal on an open fire. And it is the most romantic dining experience that your clients will ever get to experience. So keep that in mind if you want to do it as a gift from yourselves to your clients. We do storytelling and champagne in the Boma, which is situated right next door to the river. And it's just calm and serene in the evening here. Dinners in the walled gardens on beautiful balmy summer nights is also something that we do, as well as picnics out in the reserve. 2 or 3 nights a week, we have dinner under the stars on this gorgeous deck called Embers. And everything, again, is lit with hurricane lanterns and candlelight. We have 16 bedrooms, as I mentioned. They range from luxury rooms to deluxe rooms, which are slightly more spacious, and then, of course, some suites. For me, Bushman's Kloof is an all-encompassing experience. If your clients want space and you know them well, I would go for deluxe rooms, suites, or then, of course, Cederberg House. But luxury rooms are also phenomenal. They each have their own terrace. You sit out there, you enjoy the views with your coffee or rooibos tea, which we're famous for, if that's what your clients wish to enjoy. Riverside Suite is great for honeymooners or wedding anniversaries. It's got its own private outdoor terrace, private plunge pool, outdoor showers, separate lounge, and of course we have the most incredible spa as well. So you can have your massage right next door to the river. Our spa offers amazing spa experiences, and we use Be Africa spa products. Oh. Have you lost me? I think you've lost me. Last but not least, our most incredible latest addition is called Cederberg House. This is a 2-bedroom master villa and is great for older families or 2 couples that might be traveling together. It's got the most incredible views of the Cederberg mountain area and the most amazing walkways through the gardens as well. Sit out on your terrace and you overlook the most tranquil setting in the Cederberg area. And of course, we could do private dining. If your guests would like to have a gourmet barbecue, we could do that for them. If they want to do crayfish or prawns cooked in an open fire out on their terrace, we can take care of that for them. Of course, you have your own private guide, as well as all of your dining and full bar taken care of. Last but not least, we have Kora Lodge. This is our private villa. It can sleep 10 people. We accommodate kids of all ages, whereas at the main lodge, our age limit is 8 years and older to keep that sense of peace and quiet. And then Bushman's Kloof is certainly the best place for clients that are wanting to celebrate an occasion. Just today, we have guests celebrating a wedding with us, and they've brought in all of their family members and taken the lodge exclusively. So it pairs up exceptionally well with clients that are looking for that soft introduction to a game experience, clients that are looking to relax or end their vacation in Southern Africa on an absolute rest and relaxation note. And a lot of our European clients that have been on the garden route before and are wanting to see something slightly different love the fact that you can drive from Cape Town. 2 hours outside of Cape Town, you head to Paternoster, which is a seaside village, and stay at the Strandloper, and then head up and enjoy Bushman's Kloof, which is a bit of a bush experience, as I mentioned. So thank you, everybody. A good time to travel, is all year round. August and September, as I mentioned, for flowers, and then the rest of the year is absolutely perfect too.
Thank you so much.
Does anybody have any questions?
Let me check here, Nicole. Thank you so much. Let me see here if I have anything in the chat. So I just see here Sandra just saying that she was there last year, and it's indeed an amazing place.
Oh, thank you, Sandra.
So Nicole, I don't see any questions here, but maybe like if you want to share a little bit of the experience in the past few months, what's going on, just a little bit of feeling from you. Oh, actually, there's more questions here, so we can talk about this at the end. So is there malaria in the area?
No, we're malaria free.
Malaria free, good, good. So what's the name of the town on the way up on the seaside?
That's called Paternoster.
Paternoster. All right, maybe you can type in the chat later so they can understand. And here from Whitney, so are there any red carnations open? Or
all of our South African hotels are open. So that includes the 12 Apostles, Bushman's Kloof, and the Oyster Box, which is in Umhlanga. We do have 16 other properties outside of Southern Africa. Not all of them are open because every country has a different rule. And every country within, so our UK properties are open, but they're open for restaurants and accommodation, whereas our Guernsey properties are open for beverage only. So every region has a different rule, if I could say that. The good thing is that our other Relais and Chateau property, Summer Lodge in Dorset, is absolutely open, and we're seeing a lot of business from the outerlying areas of the UK, clients traveling for long weekends and staying for long stays.
All right, so here from Karina. Hi, Karina. Is it worth it to take the road transfer if you want to talk about a little bit of the scenery?
Yes, it depends where your clients are coming from. So like Tiago mentioned earlier, you wouldn't want your clients traveling on the wrong side of the road. So it just depends on how comfortable they are. If they were traveling from the UK, they'd obviously be on the same side of the road. If they're traveling from the US, we absolutely wouldn't recommend that they drive. The road transfer is exceptional value. As I mentioned, it's $500 US/euros. And whereas the transfer, so it is good value because you can take up to 6 people with luggage, and that is return. Whereas a helicopter flight is in the region of 38,000 Rand.
Okay, good, good. So here from Verena. So do families need to book a private vehicle?
It depends on the size of the family. We generally don't do private vehicles. The only private vehicle we do is for either Cedarburg House or for Kora Lodge, which is a standalone villa, and it comes with its own chef, guide, and host. But we generally, obviously COVID times have proven new protocols. So generally we would do 4 people on a vehicle at the moment, but we normally do 6 people. So there's no need for a private vehicle. I don't think that that is necessary, other than obviously the private villas.
Right, wonderful. All right, I mean, anything you'd like to share before we move on, like from the past few months?
Yeah, it's really been a tough couple of months for South Africa, for Cape Town, and certainly for our properties. We were, like I said, very fortunate to open up early when travel was allowed, and we have been exceptionally fortunate to have a high volume of guests coming. I think people that were, because South Africa was on a hard lockdown to start off with, I think that there was all this pent-up demand for people wanting to get out of their homes. They wanted the wide open spaces. They wanted to be able to walk around without masks if they were going on a hiking trail with their family members. And that's where I think Bushman's Kloof has been really, really lucky, because it does offer that the luxury of space. So being far from the madding crowd, I think, is something that has really been advantageous for Bushman's Kloof. And I know that it will be for the rest of Southern Africa when our borders are officially open. So I think it's a good time to send your clients, because there's no better place than South Africa or Africa for space.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for all these updates.
Thank you.
And we'll move on to our last presentation of the day, but last but not least, with Sophie Vayan.
Thank you, everybody.
She's the owner of the Eswin Safari Lodge, and she's based in property. So bringing all the updates for you.
Good evening and good afternoon, everybody. As you can all hear, I am French, and with my husband, we moved here in South Africa in 2014. And we bought a small place with only 5 bungalows. I have a small presentation, a small video for you, and after I will do my presentation. So let me try to could you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
So you have a good idea of my little paradise. So let me try to find my presentation.
Like I wanted to jump on my screen and just be there with you right now.
Okay, so let's see. I think it's here. Yes. So We are in KwaZulu. We are, of course, we are in South Africa. We are on the road between Johannesburg and Durban on the N3. And we are in the Drakensberg, who are UNESCO heritage. Our reserve is so this is the reserve where we are. The reserve is malaria free. We have the big five. We have so you can see the beautiful of the landscape. You have mountains, you have plain. We have an airstrip in the reserve, so you can come with your private plane. We can also arrange helicopter. It's more or less 45 minutes from Johannesburg or Durban. The reserve is 15,000 hectares of wilderness. We are an eco lodge. We're working actually with a solar panel with our own villa, and we start to put a solar panel also at the lodge. We have our own spring water. On the cliff, you have a 180-degree view on the reserve. You don't have light pollution and noise pollution. So you can see on this picture, you have the main lodge in the middle, and you have 2 bungalows on the left and 3 bungalows on the right. On the right, the 3 bungalows, you have 2, you can see you have a corridor. So we can sell it as a family house with 2 units. So all the bungalows have a 180-degree view on the reserve. We have at the main lodge only, we have an infinity pool with the view. So this is the idea of the view. This is from the main deck, but all the room are this kind of view, and we have the river down to the lodge. So most of the time you have animals at the river. The decoration of the lodge, I choose a typical African style because I really want that, even if I am French, I really want that the people feel that they are in Africa when they arrive there. So this is another view of the main lodge. So our bungalow, they all have 100 square meter inside and 50 square meter outside. You have, all of them have bath and shower inside. And this is a bath inside. So you see everything is turning with the nature. We really want that when you come in our place, you do a face-to-face with nature. So this is the bath inside. You have one with a bath outside on the deck, and 4 other bungalows, I have a shower outside. Actually, with the COVID, normally everybody has dinner, lunch at the main lodge. But with the COVID, we have some people who ask to have a private dinner, lunch, breakfast on their own bungalow. So we do à la carte. So this is also a view from one of our bungalows. So our dining experience, Christelle Wenzel, it's a South African chef, and she was elected one of the best chefs in South Africa. We also have, we are French, we have a Michelin star chef in our France, and she was trained by Michel Rostand and Nicolas Baumann in the Relais Château La Maison Rostand in Paris during 1 month, and Vincent Lucas and André Janin came 2 years, 1 week each at the lodge train and to exchange with her some new idea. So it's good for them because they learn a little bit about South African herbs and cuisine, and she learned a new thing. Of course, we are part of a slow food concept with Relais Château. We have our own battery inside the reserve. So if you can try game, it's possible. All this meat is totally OGM free. We have also, we already start, but it was complicated. But during the lockdown, we were all together against the nature, because the animals, they came and they eat all our veggies. So we build a new bio garden, and now you can eat more, as much as possible, our veggies, and all the other veggies that come from the farmer around. The full board is included, and also we can provide some dinner at the river or under the star. This is Crystal when she was in Paris, and this is the plate that she served. An idea. So your safari experience, we are malaria free. We have Big Five, and we have 40 other different species of animals. And also people come here only for birds. We have 280 different species of birds. We have 2 game viewers, so it's up to 6 people per car. You can have a private car if you want, but we have only 5 bungalows, so you know, it's most of the time it's one family in one, the other family in the other, or 2 couple, or something that it's very important for me to explain you. It's we are not doing a fraud. So that's something that it's really important to explain to your clients. In a lot of reserve all over the world, ranger go off-road. That means that when you see an animals, you quit the road and you try to follow the animals. So here we decided 5 years ago to stop this. One, because we want to protect the vegetation, the nature. And another thing, because we want to keep the animals as free as possible, and they do not think that we end them. So, so at the beginning, it was a little bit complicated with our guests to explain that, because they do not understand why they cannot follow the animals. But at the end, after 5 years, the animals are not afraid by car anymore. So most of the time they come very, very close to the car. You can watch me sometimes on Instagram. I put every day a small video, and sometimes you can see elephants come and touch the guest, and lions nearly touch also the guest, and you know, it's coming very, very close. And all these pictures are coming from my guests. They all take this picture: elephant, giraffe, rhino. We have white and black rhino. So something that it's important for us to, because we are French and we really want that when you come and visit us, you feel that you are in Africa. We surprise our guests with some experience. So one day they go on game drive, they stop in the middle of the bush. My chef is there and is preparing the breakfast for them. Everything, it's total privacy. So it's per family, it's not per car. Another thing that we can organize is a bush lunch. You can see at the back, we have a natural pool and you can swim. We can do also a bush bar at the sunset and we watch the African TV. We can organize dinner under the star, and also the normal African Boma dinner with the Zulu dance. At this time, we also speak about a little bit about the history of the place, because we are in the middle of the battlefield, that it's quite important for English people. We don't have a spa, but we provide a massage under the deck. We can organize also horse riding in the Drakensberg, that it's like a 1 hour drive from here. You can do a mountain bike around the reserve, and I can organize a hot air balloon, a slow safari inside the reserve if you want. So the hot air balloon is with an extra cost. And all this experience that we can visit at the battlefield. We have also cave in the Drakensberg. There is the new site between us and Durban that it's a Mandela capture. All of this, we can organize a tour with an extra cost. Of course, owner run and chef de maison. We have our French savoir-faire. We are slow food concept. We invest non-stop inside the lodge. Always, like the last 6 months, we invest 400k of euro inside the lodge. We are opening in maybe next week our gym room. And we constant do a quality inspection and staff formation. Our price actually are 12,675 per person per night in single occupation, and in 9 sharing it's 8,450 rand. Half price for children under 10, and we took kids only from 6 years old. That's it. And just some things that I didn't speak about the reserve, but we have 120 family who's living with us, and we have a school with 400 kids.
That's fantastic, Sophie. Thank you so much for this complete presentation. I believe you actually answered some questions here already about rates. There's some people saying good thoughts to you. I believe there's actually even a French message here from Christelle. You can check later. So there's here from Kristen, is the bush breakfast and the private dinner included in a rate?
Yeah, so the idea, it's old African experience. It's a surprise. So most of the time when we work with the travel agent, at one day or the bush breakfast or the bush lunch, we just said, your travel agents make you a nice surprise, and this is from the, so we use it as a present from the travel agent, or yeah, that's totally free. So you have a, and we could manage between for the weather. Sometimes it's too hot for the lunch, so it's the breakfast. Sometimes weather it's too cold for the breakfast, so we do the lunch, and we play like this. But most of the time, if guests stay minimum 3 days, they have one of them. And if they stay 7 days, most of the time they have the 4.
Okay.
Every day another one.
I'm sure it's going to be a great surprise. Thank you so much, Sophie. I don't see any other questions. Actually, I do see one question here from Florian. Maybe you can jump here and just answer that. But it's just a general question in terms of flexibility conditions for cancellation policy. So how are your policies for the following months?
So to be honest, it was very hard for us. As you can imagine, we are very small. We are in the bush. So our condition was normally you cannot cancel you in the last months. So, but what we did with for all our guests and travel agents, we accepted to postpone all the trips that it was not possible. And for some of them, it was not possible. So we did a credit note for the travel agent.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, Florian, I mean, this is happening pretty much in every Reliance Chateau property. If you're like based here in the US, all the properties are being very, very flexible. Depends of the product. Sometimes if you have the boats that are located in Galapagos, you're not able to cancel like within 24 hours. So, but all the properties are being very flexible in terms of postponing or just, we just want to work with you all. So if you have any questions, you can always send to me in terms of flexibility, and I will try to work it out with the properties as best as we can. Let me just see here if I have any other questions for you, Sophie. So no off-road, right? So do you have a reason for no off-road?
Yeah, I told you we have a reason. We want to save the nature as much as possible. When a car drive outside the road, they kill the grass, they kill the flowers, they kill everything, and they took 5 years to come back as it was. And most of the time when people travel in other reserve, and when they arrive in our reserve, they all said, oh wow, why it's so beautiful, and after they understand. And something, it's really important because the animals, they come very close, and if you are used to go in Kenya or in the Kruger, when you see for example a rhino, they all run. Me, I saw most of the time the rhino, I was following them by car and they were running. And here they just come very close to the car and they do not move.
That's
So, and some days you have 8 all around the car. And so it depends of the luck. Some days you come very close, some days not. But I think you have equivalent chance to have good game drive here than everywhere else.
Absolutely. Maybe Eswani will be my next stop, because when I did the safari, it was in Kenya and I did not see the rhino. So it's gonna be my next trip.
I cannot tell you how much we have, but I'm sure you can see. Sometimes it's easier to see rhinos than giraffes, so you know.
Fantastic. So thank you so much for your presentation. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us until now. This is pretty much for today. So we cover part 1 and part 2 this week. Next week, I will be handling the one webinar for the French Alps, and I will be sending the invitations by tomorrow afternoon. All right, so for the people there staying in Europe, I believe Delphine should be sending to you as well. So I hope you enjoy all the updates here today. Delphine had to leave, so she says bye to you all, and stay safe wherever you are. If you're in lockdown, keep positive, creative during this time. Wear your mask, wash your hands, and take care, everyone. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Sophie. Bye-bye.